Writer Jack Monroe wins $24K damages from columnist Katie Hopkins over war memorial tweets. The writer has won $24,000 damages in a high court action against controversial newspaper columnist Katie Hopkins over tweets she said caused serious harm to her reputation. Jack Monroe, a food blogger who also campaigns over poverty issues, sued Hopkins over 2 war memorial tweets, asking a judge in London to find she was defamed by the former Apprentice contestant. Following a recent hearing, Mr. Justice Warby ruled in Monroe's favor on Friday. After the hearing, Monroe tweeted, "The case arose after Twitter erupted following the daubing of a memorial to the women of the Second World War in Whitehall, with the words "after" come during an anti-austerity demonstration. Monroe took legal action over what her lawyer told the judge was a widely published allegation that she had either vandalized a war memorial or approved of such an act, an allegation that would inevitably cause serious damage to reputation. Jonathan Price, for Hopkins, told the judge her case was this relatively trivial dispute arose and was resolved on Twitter in a period of several hours. He argued no lasting harm, and certainly no serious harm, to Monroe's reputation resulted from it. He said Hopkins had mistakenly used Monroe's Twitter handle instead of that of another columnist who had tweeted about the war memorial incident. But Mr. Justice Warby ruled whilst the claimant may not have proved that her reputation suffered gravely, I am satisfied that she has established that the publications complained of caused serious harm to her reputation. He said their publication not only caused Ms. Monroe substantial distress, but also harm to her reputation which was serious. The judge concluded Ms. Monroe is entitled to fair and reasonable compensation. The judge concluded Ms. Monroe is entitled to fair and reasonable compensation, which I assess at $24,000. Speaking after the decision was announced, Monroe said, "I am very relieved that it is over and done with. It has been a very long and very arduous process. There have been many times when I have almost given up and walked away, but I started something, and I had to see it through. And I have done." Monroe's lawyer, Mark Lewis, a partner at Seddon Solicitors, said she had finally been vindicated in full from the libelous and wholly false accusation by Katie Hopkins that she had supported the vandalization of a war memorial. He added Jack Monroe never did, and coming from a proud military family, never would. Despite pointing this out to Katie Hopkins within minutes of her first tweet wrongly accusing Jack, Hopkins did not apologize. Rather, the self-styled rent-a-cop defiantly posted another defamatory tweet. "The price of not saying sorry has been very high." Despite repeated opportunities to back down, Hopkins obstinately refused to apologize, instead conducting her defense by slinging as much mud as she could to hide the fact that she had made this false allegation. He added the price of not saying sorry has been very high. Hopkins has had to pay out of her own pocket a 6-figure sum in damages and costs for a tweet that should have been deleted within minutes as soon as she was told it was wrong. On this occasion, the cost of renting that gob was particularly high. Hopkins claimed that Twitter was just the Wild West, where anything goes. The judge has shown that there is no such thing as a Twitter outlaw.